This episode of Spectre Sound Studios is brought to you by Sound Theory. Hey everybody, how's it going? So today I'm checking out Gullfoss. Actually, I'm doing a bit of a recap for two main reasons. First of all, because it's on sale, and this is the only time of year that they ever put this thing on sale, and it's going for 40% off at $119.40 US. The other reason is because it is absolutely magnificent at doing mastering and just general cleanup. In fact, I started messing around with it today, and I'm like, is this cheating? Pretty sure this might be cheating. Let me show you what I mean. I love a lot of the mastering tools we're getting these days. Here's a mix I did on the Northern Mauler pedal there a couple of weeks ago. You guys have already seen this video. And this was the mix I got, and I was pretty damn happy with the result. Okay, great. That's fantastic. But check this out. I started applying some Gullfoss to the mix, not only on the master, but some of the individual tracks, because I didn't know you could use this thing on individual tracks. And I got this. Okay, that really blew me away because I didn't have to do a lot to get that result. Just going back here, here's the original mix. Check out the snare on the original mix. Compared to this. What the hell is going on there? I originally just thought of Gullfoss as just something to use on your master bus. I've been using it for ever since I did that demo way back in April 2021, and I've been getting some great results with it. Now, I'm going to do a real quick look at mastering with this today, but if you want to do a deep dive on it, I've got a video where I go really in depth into the whole mastering process with Gullfoss, and I'm going to have a link to that at the end of this video. But suffice it to say, you've got four controls here you need to work with: recover, tame, bias, and brighten. So they recommend starting with recovery and tame at about 50%. I'll show you what both those do. So here's recovery, crank it up. It's adding a lot of top end, a lot of bottom. And tame's adding a lot of upper mids and taking a bit of the mud zone out as well. So we put them both at 50%. And what we want to do is we want to work with the bias control for this meter here. We want to get it to be close to the 0 level. And then the brighten, we want to tame it and get it right around here. So we're going to take a look at that real quick. Let's bias that up a little. And take the brighten down a little. Off. That's just that easy to do. All you need to do is just dial in four controls. You got that. But what really blew me away, like I said, is once we started applying this to individual instruments, especially the drums. Because you listen to the snare on this, the original demo, and it's like, it's pretty good. But it's a little boxy sounding. We go over here and it's like... just got this wonderful crack to it, and believe me, I do not have a lot of processing going. Like if I solo these up here, like let's just look at the top mic here on the snare. Got regular Gullfoss going on here. Oh yeah, before I get in too far, there's three versions of Gullfoss. There's Gullfoss Master, which I have on the master bus. Now, they both work at the same latency, but for ultra low latency, we want to use a Gullfoss Live, which runs at about 2 milliseconds. And that's if you're working at a live desk or something like that and you want to clean up your mix in a live venue kind of setting. It works so fast, you're never going to notice. It's pretty good on CPU as well. It's definitely a cool thing to have in your bag of tricks and will definitely save your ass at one point or another. But anyway, yeah, let me just show you what's going on here when we apply Gullfoss to the snare. Basically, I'm using a little bit of Trident 80B as an EQ and a Drummer DL241 on the snare for compression. We had that's not even engaged right now, actually. This is just a raw track. Let's show what Gullfoss does to the snare just by this. So we're adding a fair bit of recover and a lot of tame to get rid of some of the excess hi-hat bleed. That's what it claims it can do, is it can get rid of some of the hi-hat bleed. I've experimented around a little bit. It's been okay, but it hasn't, been an absolute lifesaver. But it might be just enough to get things under control, especially in this case where the drums are really, really, really well recorded. Punch that out. We're definitely adding some brightness here. And add a lot if we want. Yeah, that tame at 200% takes a little bit too much of the thump out. I like some of that in there. Recover. Wow. I like that a lot. Let's take the bias down a little bit. Add a little bit more in there. So that's Gullfoss on the snare top. Let's look at the snare bottom. Let's see what this can do. Here's raw. That might be a little much. Take the bias up a little. There we go. It's looking pretty good. We can add the brighten's at 100%. Take it off again. But the cool thing is that Gullfoss is saying this is supposed to fix some phase issues as well when you get them all working together. So I've got no reason to doubt that, because the clarity here is unreal on this snare. So that's just those two mics, unprocessed, except with Gullfoss. Like, we take the verb off there. That's just massive. What I'm going to do is I'm going to throw on my EQ and compressor here just to fatten things up a little more. Not adding a lot. I'm just adding a little bit of bottom end with my Trident at like 120 hertz just for a little bit of thump. And a little bit of Valhalla plate just for a little more space. And I mean, just little, like, that's like 24% mix. Kind of makes you wonder, so I've got Valhalla plate as well over here as my main drum reverb. I'm curious what would happen if we threw Gullfoss onto that just to clear things up. Let's reset the factory default. Let's see what this will do. I wonder if this is going to add something interesting to the drum reverb. Really curious about this. Interesting. Well, that's certainly interesting. Let's check that out on the original mix again. Wow. Take the bottom snare down a bit. Now, I've also, if you notice here, I've got a track that says parallel snare. I've actually got that going out here to an SPL Transient Designer. and it's set to full sustain, and I've just got that brought in along with the main snare. That's a trick I learned off a guy working on Felipe Androli's new record. I forget your name, and I really apologize for that. But apparently Simon Phillips recorded the drums on that, and one of the tracks he included was a duplicate of his top snare mic with a Transient Designer fully cranked with the sustain up and the attack down all the way. So I started working that, and it works pretty well. But it's pretty interesting when we bring Gullfoss onto that track. Check this out. So we're just adding a bit of clarity to that ring. That's crazy. Bring the bias down a little bit. Thing is, I love the clarity I'm getting on the cymbals. Like you hear that ride cymbal just tick, 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 tick. You're just not getting that on the original mix. Thing is, I haven't even thrown Gullfoss on the overheads yet. Okay, let's go completely insane here. Let's just drop that on, see what happens. Like I said, this is just like cheating at this point. I mean, but if it works, it works. Why not? Let's see what we get. Let's just go factory default. Add a bit of recovery and a bit of tame. Bias up a little bit. Maybe a bit of brighten. That's with it off. Adds that much more clarity. I'm almost tempted to throw it on the kick bus as well, just to see what the hell will happen. I mean, I've got no idea. So I'm going to throw this in after the EQ and compression have gone on. Actually, I'm going to throw that on last on the chain there, and we'll just treat this, see what we get here. Let's add some recovery and a bit of tame. Too much. That might be a little much. I'm going to leave it off on that because I've also got it going on here on my close mic bus on the shells. So it's already kind of getting it there too. Let's with it off. Now, one place I tried throwing it on here was the guitar bus, and again, I'm not completely sure if I like it or not. I've got a little bit going on here. Adds a little bit of zing. They say to use it instead of a multi-band because you can see it kind of stepping on things in the mud zone here. Like if we put the tame on, right in here. Which is exactly where the chugs are and where the bottom end can start farting around. So I can see why that'd be a good idea. So I'm going to leave that on there for now. The only other thing I haven't tried on is bass guitar. So let's just try throwing Gullfoss on the bass guitar. We're going to do a recovery here, or a factory default, and we'll take a listen. A lot more mid-range going into this right now. Okay, let's try that. And drop it in place. So that's back on the original mix. Wow. All I can say is I am really blown away by just the amount of clarity that gave me. Maybe I'm going a little overboard tonight. Maybe it's the new toy thing getting the better of me. Probably is. But I've read a lot of things online where a lot of people love throwing this on individual tracks just for some clarity. I think I found my new favorite thing for snare drums, that's for sure, because it just added some much needed punch and clarity that I've been lacking that I haven't been able to find any other way. Not to mention it works really amazing on the mix bus as well. Pretty blown away by that, honestly. So definitely for snare and overheads for sure, because it just adds some really wonderful clarity. Now the cool thing is if you think you're going overboard with Gullfoss, you can do like shift bypass, and it'll do session bypass, and will bypass every single instance of Gullfoss on your whole mix. So check this out. Let's turn it on and off. Yeah, once again, the difference is not subtle. I'm really impressed. I'm definitely going to be playing with this quite a bit over the next couple weeks because, like I said, I think I just found my favorite new toy. Even though I've had it for about a year and a half, it's like you learn something new every day. Now, before anybody asks, just for sake of disclosure, yes, Gullfoss is sponsoring this video, but I only choose to work with sponsors I think have something to offer you guys. And I've heard enough of your mixes on Mondays and Sundays, the ones you guys submit to me, to know that a lot of you guys really need to get your hands on this program. Once again, it's on sale for 40% off at only $119.40 US. It's going to be on sale until December 1st, and then it goes back up to $199. So grab a copy of it today. Links in the description below. Thanks so much for watching. And if you want to check out my super deep dive into mastering with Gullfoss, check out this video right here.